Hi, my name's Bekah. Welcome to my video series, Everyday English, Every Day. Here we have authentic conversations with real people. You need to be consistent in your learning, so find 10 minutes a day to practice. We're going to talk about traveling in Costa Rica, focusing on the OSa Peninsula. This is part 1 of our video. We're going to listen to a conversation I had with my friend Vanessa. She traveled to the OSa Peninsula. We're going to focus on some phrases to help build your vocabulary. And for a little more, we're going to talk about the expressions to be freaked out and to freak out. Let's start with the geography of Costa Rica. Costa Rica is in Central America. I live in the northwest part of Costa Rica. I live on the northwest coast. Now, we're talking about the OSa Peninsula, and that's on the southwest coast. This is the OSa Peninsula. The Pacific Ocean is right here. Now, we live on the coast, so when someone lives on the coast, it means on the beach. The capital of Costa Rica is San Jose. San Jose is inland in the mountains, not on the coast. I live on the coast. Nicaragua borders Costa Rica to the north, right? Nicaragua is right there. And then Panama is to the south of Costa Rica. Panama borders Costa Rica to the south. Now, the OSa Peninsula is important because it is home to half of all the species in Costa Rica. This little area is full of biodiversity. It contains 2.5% of the entire planet's biodiversity, of all the diversity in the world. Costa Rica is only 0.000000085% of the Earth's total surface area. So Costa Rica is really small, but very rich in biodiversity. Let's practice some sentences. Repeat after me. Remember, repetition is very important in language learning. I live on the coast in Costa Rica. I live in the northwest part of Costa Rica. Notice we say on the coast, but in a certain part. I live in Costa Rica. Nicaragua borders Costa Rica to the north. Panama borders Costa Rica to the south. Costa Rica has a lot of biodiversity. There is a wide variety of plants and animals in Costa Rica. A species is a group or type of animal or plant. Okay, now let's talk about the verb to travel. We traveled to the OSa Peninsula. We traveled by car. When you travel somewhere, you go somewhere, usually for vacation or maybe for business, for work. A trip is a noun. We took a trip to the OSa Peninsula. It was a long trip. We drove for 9 hours. People often confuse the words travel and trip, so it's important to remember that to travel is a verb. We use it with subjects. I travel. She traveled. We are traveling. And a trip is a noun. Okay, we're going to listen to the conversation I had with my friend Vanessa. Now, while we're talking, I want you to focus on these phrases. But first, I want you to repeat the phrases after me. Chatting about. It is so remote. Had to drive. Super bumpy and unpaved. Less traffic. Dirt road. Get stuck. All right, now listen to our conversation and try to pick out these phrases.
Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Where are we today? Talk about where we are.
We are at Nogi's in Tamarindo on the beach. One of the nicer places, I think, to start the day. And we're having breakfast and chatting about Costa Rica.
Awesome. So tell me about, you recently took a trip to the OSa Peninsula.
Yes.
Tell us about that. What was it like down there?
It's fabulous. Like, all of Costa Rica is beautiful. But OSa Peninsula, because it's so remote, it's fabulous. We had to drive 9 hours to get there.
Wow.
And
what are the roads like?
the roads were actually really good. Better than some of the roads here in Guanacaste.
Okay.
Where the roads are super bumpy and unpaved, and maybe it's because there's less traffic that the roads stay better. So the roads were paved until a town called Puerto Jimenez, and from there even the dirt road was really well, until we got at the southern cape of OSa Peninsula, and I literally thought that we ended up on a dead-end trail and that we would get stuck in the jungle between a bunch of rocks, which turned out to be the actual road.
Oh. So you were in the right place but didn't realize.
Yeah, so you really need those stretches, you really need a four-wheel drive because there's river crossings.
Those scare me.
Same here. When I'm by myself with the kids, river crossings freak me out, and the kids are cheering in the back, and I'm always very nervous that I will be like swiped away by a river or flash flood, because that's what happened to friends of ours here in Tamarindo. But yeah, it was all good. And
Okay, so we're chatting about her trip, okay? So when we're chatting about something, it's like we're talking, okay? It is so remote. Something that's remote is in the middle of nowhere. Like, look at the picture in the background. This is from the OSa Peninsula. It looks very remote. You don't see any buildings or any people. It's remote. I work remotely. I work from my house. So that is a remote job. Had to drive. Now, if you had to drive, that means it was necessary to drive, right? So we had to drive 9 hours to get there. I had to drive my children to school. She had to drive to work in the morning. Now, let's look at some of the roads. An unpaved road is a dirt road. Dirt roads are rural and have less traffic than city roads. Now, the cow crossing in this picture is very common. This causes a traffic jam, right? The traffic where I live, not really. It isn't really with cars, right? It's normally with cows or horses. Now, this is mud. Sometimes you can get stuck in mud. It's like dirt that is wet. Holes in the road means that it's bumpy. It's not flat. If it's bumpy, it's not a smooth drive. It's a rough drive. Now, get. is a popular word in English. We use it for a lot of different things in a lot of different ways with a lot of different expressions. Vanessa said we had to drive 9 hours to get there until we got to the southern cape of the OSa Peninsula. Here, get is like to arrive to a place. I got home at 5 p.m. I arrived home at 5 p.m. Get stuck in the jungle, now that's something else. You can't move when you're stuck. This is an expression, to get stuck. My car got stuck in the river. Vanessa was talking about crossing some rivers. We don't like it. It's scary. We don't want to get stuck, unable to move. All right, so let's look at the expression to be freaked out. When you are freaked out, you feel extremely surprised, upset, angry, or confused. So it could be a positive or a negative thing. River crossings freak me out. They scare me. I don't like them. I get nervous. I was freaked out before the test. Okay, that's how I felt. I was a little upset, like unsure. Maybe if I see a spider, I might say, oh, I was freaked out when I saw the spider. I didn't know it was there. It surprised me. Now, to freak out is a little different. I freaked out when he gave me my birthday gift. I was so excited. I loved it so much. I was like, yeah, freaking out. I freaked out because I got so angry. If I freak out because I'm angry, I'm probably yelling. Okay, so we can feel or be freaked out, or we can actually freak out. Why don't you try to write example sentences using these two expressions? Put them in the comments below, and I'll correct them for you. All right, so if you like my video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. New videos are posted on Mondays. And comment below. Ask me questions too, all right? If you need a little extra help, feel free to ask a question. You can always contact me by email or WhatsApp too. All right, guys, keep up the great work, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.